Solar Moon here. How's everyone doing? Yeah, so I am an independent game developer. I'm an pixel artist. I make games and do stuff, and I make the music for my games too. And I like electronic music and classical and movie scores, lots of different kinds of music. So this is gonna be kind of a stream where I make some music. The idea is to focus on a couple of things. Somebody mentioned earlier, I was having a chat with someone, and they mentioned that they have trouble kind of making melodies, and someone else asked about filters. So I'll explain it. Basically, those I'll focus on those two things in the stream. Yeah. So okay, the program I'm using here is called SunVox. It's, I would say, one of my favorite. Pretty much, like, it's really good. It's my favorite program that I use right now, and I haven't used very many. I've only used a couple. Rather than rattling them off, it's just I like this one. It's simple, but it's powerful. I like it. Hopefully, things look pretty good. I figured out just kind of like a quick little workaround to get 60 FPS video. Not sure if it'll actually translate well. I didn't up the bit rate. That I should have done that. We'll see if it's quality or not once we actually get going. Seems, yeah, okay. Seems like it might be okay, but if it's not, let me know. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, and hopefully the audio is right. So let's see. Yeah, hopefully the video is nice and clear. The audio hopefully will be nice and loud too. So I'm gonna do, I guess, like a song. I'm gonna make a song and kind of talk a little bit about melodies and chords, because they are pretty similar in a sense. Basically, a lot. Okay, cool. Basically, it's a lot about resolution and how you get to that resolution. So if you have a chord, well, and I'm just using a basic square wave synthesizer here, just to kind of get something going. Let me get the piano roll over so you can see my notes. So let's say I was making a basic song, and I hit something like this as a first note, first chord. So that's kind of like the first chord of the song, or the first chord of a pattern at least. And let's say the entire song is kind of based around these chords. So if that's your home chord, and you go on from there, then you probably want to return back to this chord. And to do that, you can go to whatever chord in the key, or jump out the key, or whatever you want to do. But that process of returning back to the home chord, that's a necessary part to keep the song going. That's natural. That's nothing particularly new or outstanding. If you're a musician or you've been making music, and then going back to this, or going to something else that goes to that, whatever you want to do. But that's the process. Now, melodies are similar in that the point is to basically return to the beginning of the melody, and the melody can be based on the same note as the home chord. So it basically kind of all comes together. It doesn't have to be based on the same note as the home chord, but you can do that. So the idea is basically to go back to home. So let's lay down a chord. It's a lot easier to kind of explain what I mean when I'm doing it. So let's do a simple 4-chord sequence. Let's also make it a little quieter because I know that that's clipping, which is bad. You don't want it to clip. Okay, cool. This could be a cool like hip hop track. Just hearing those chords, it feels like that would be nice. So let's see, we're doing like, right. So we want the melody. I usually put the melody above the chords. The chords are being played basically by the left hand, and then you go in with the right hand on the notes. So with this chord structure, let's make the chords a little quieter. So I'm always heading back to that note, that bass note, that C sharp. That's just because let me move my mic. Hold on. These chords are basically kind of my favorite chords in a sense. Not these chords in particular, but this key, C minor. I'm sorry, C sharp minor. Yeah, C sharp minor. Right. So that's just like, I really like this chord just because it's emotional and it's familiar to me. I use it a lot. So when it comes to a melody, it's easy to base it on C because that's the C sharp, because that's where we're starting with the chord. And then with that, I'm always going to head back to that C sharp just because it's comfortable, it's easy, and that's where we're starting. So when it comes to making a melody, you don't want to just play random notes as well. You want it to be basically kind of a flow. So when you hear me playing this, basically it's like it starts here and then I come up here and I'm coming back down, and then I start here and go down and in there. So it's like it's just going up and down. I mean, it's doing other things, but it's just basically so you can see, like, I'm kind of doing it more and more, a little bit more and more, but that just playing the scale gives like a basic process when it comes to the melody, and just kind of making it more interesting. that sounds cooler, but it's basically the same thing. It's just going up and down, coming back to the root note, coming back to the note that you started the melody on. It doesn't have to be the root note again. So the concept is just to do something. It's just to, kind of draw, in a sense, what you want it to sound like. That sounds stupid, but that's like I'm kind of like I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. It's kind of difficult, but that's the idea. So let me see if I can keep going and kind of distill this down a little bit. Something else is, if you're having trouble, or you usually do things a different way, don't kind of fight to like force the music. You can do you can, if you're trying to get better at making melodies or whatever, you can still do that even if you're doing things kind of the way you usually do it. Like, I usually try to lay down a bass line to kind of reinforce the chords and give them some grounding, and kind of grow out my song progressively. So I might not start with the melody. I might not start with the melody and bass line. Usually I basically start with the chords, because that gives the feeling that the melody kind of comes from. So let's try to get the bass line going. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna do something a little different and kind of change how this, like how the pattern kind of proceeds. Actually, I like this. I think I kind of want to try something experimental, but I think I'm going to stick to the kind of 4/4 measure, or 4/4 measures. But I like how it kind of hangs after this. I like that. I'm going to make that repeat 3 times, and then we can come back on the 64, line 64, have this, wait, C, B, 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 A, C, we'll do it like that, A, C, C, C. Yeah, I like that. like that. I like it feels off kilter. I like that. It feels off kilter, but it's still 4/4. Also, it usually sounds better when you work in harmony with your chords. Like what I'm doing with this melody is it's a stupid little melody, but it sounds like really emotional in a sense because of what the chords are doing. The chords aren't really that great, but I mean, like it sounds more to it because of what the chords are doing. So like, let me give you an example. Like that doesn't really sound like too much. It's a different melody, but the idea is that like even this simple little melody kind of grows when you use it with the chords. It does more, and you can kind of expand on the idea of the chords by the way you use the melody, by your instrumentation, your rhythm with the melody. It flows a little differently when you like the chords suggest a melody. Like they can have a melody of their own, but they can also suggest a melody. Well, they have a melody of their own, and you can play off that. I'm sorry, they have a rhythm of their own, and you can play off that rhythm with a rhythm of the lead or whatever other instrument. So yeah, I like that. Kind of think I want to play it straight because it kind of is messy. Yeah, I can clean it up later, so that's fine. Yeah. Do, do. Ah. Like that. Ah, now it's about execution. Yeah, that's good. It's pretty good so far. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually a good spot because someone asked specifically, like, could I kind of walk through some filters and stuff and like how to use them to kind of cut through or shape sounds effectively. I don't know very much about it, but I'll try to kind of use it with this example. This chord synth, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with it, but it gives kind of the wrong impression for this song. We want it to kind of sound hollow, I think. So the point of a filter is to cut out a part of a sound. So when you use a filter, you want to be aware of where it's cutting out, which is shown here. You have basically the frequencies of the sound being cut out, and also you can use I believe this is the spectrometer, I'm not sure, but it shows you the frequencies of the kind of passing through the currently selected module. So for example, if we wanted to cut out specifically the range of frequencies where a synthesizer is playing, we can keep this in mind. We can look at this information. So it's like from 512 up to 2K roughly. So we want this to basically cut out from 512 to 2K roughly. What was that? So that's the idea of filtering. I'm not sure if I want to use this for this particular synth. It might be better to just use a high pass. And just so that you can tell what I'm doing, the Q here controls kind of the shape of the curve, the filter curve. So when your Q's high, it gives kind of like a whistle or a squeak. That's that bump that you're hearing. And when the Q's low, it falls off much more smoothly, and you don't have that squeak or bump. So I think for us, we might want just maybe low pass. Worm, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, you can't really low or high pass a sine wave. Like, well, this sine wave. It's just there's only so much data, so it's like there's only so much sound kind of passing through. So filtering it just isn't really working for this sine wave here, or just maybe sine waves in general. I think I just want this to be quieter. Yeah. Yeah. Whoops. That's pretty good. Kicking around the pattern, the panning on each. This aux synth is a module that I made, a synth module. It's just like a synth that is like stacked with multiple octaves. And I have little controls here added, like how tuned it is, what frequency the filter is set to, attack, release, sustain, different things like that. So I'm just like pushing the panning around of the upper and lower octaves to kind of give a wide feel. And the frequency, the filter I have on here is a bandpass or notch rather filter, and you can hear the way, like where it's cut out, and I have it tuned basically where I usually like it, which is like the mid section. Yeah, no, that's not where I like it. I don't know if anyone else can hear that, but it's like, it sounds like the sound is kind of like spreading weirdly. Like it's kind of kicking around across my headphones. I don't know. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's kick these over here real quick. I was thinking like maybe I could go for like some pretty. I'm sorry, Worm. I missed your comment. Pretty good, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to kind of go for like some pretty like sick, like really heavy like dubstep electro drums, but actually I think it might be better to just have kind of something a little more downplayed. Maybe something like. Let me see. Tails too much. Sounds pretty good. Let's see. Let's get a snare in there. I like that. let's see. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good for a general idea for a beat. So yeah, making. Let's see. Matt Davis and his Atomic Roller Skate says, "I'm nodding my head. Nice jam, man. Thank you. Cool." It's hard because like it's easier to come up with stuff when you're not streaming because it's like you don't have to talk, you don't have to, think and kind of explain yourself. So it's a little different. It's just different. But I'm glad that it came out okay at least. Alright, let's try to expand this a little bit. Oh, wait a second. Maybe... Okay, because I'm hearing this clicking. Maybe it's actually, this needs to be 48,000. Whoops. That does seem to have fixed it. Good. There we go. Okay. Never mind, it's still there. I don't know if it's just me, if I'm the only one who can hear this, like, little annoying thing in the background. Well, whatever. Let's see. Let's get some strings in there. I'm gonna be lazy and just use synth strings in general, but really you should do it like manually and put in like, I mean, if you want it to sound like official, you probably should put in like the cello, the violin, the bass, or rather viola. I can't think of the stand-up, the bass. I guess is that the cello? I don't know, but you should probably put in each individual string and map them to each individual like note to actually make it sound like an orchestra. Nick Clavone says, "Hey, what's up, Solar Moon? Not much. Making a little beat. Let's see. That's way too loud." Sorry, that's dumb loud. I always forget about that instrument being loud. Let's try this. Yeah, that works. Let's go with that. So what I'm trying to do at this point is avoid adding too many things. I had like I was it's easy to be tempted to kind of do a lot of stuff, but when you have it be simple, you kind of allow everything to breathe. So I want to keep it kind of at this level. Like if I add this, I want it to be like in the background. I want it to be not maybe doubled, across multiple octaves, but maybe just like a single hit now and then kind of a thing. Also, I'm sorry, Ninja Salmons. Ninja Salmons. Thank you very, very much for joining. Hello. Also, I keep forgetting to read the chat and actually answer. Nick Clavin says, I asked a couple streams ago about getting started. I recorded my first devlog today and will be editing it over the next day or two. Oh, congratulations. That's great. That's cool. What kind of game is it? I would like to know. Let's see. Worm says, wow, what a difference those strings make. This is getting to be a pretty good tune. Thank you. I like it too. It's kind of growing on me. So, well, let me do this first. Worm says, yo, gotta go. Alright, see ya. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's always fun to have people in the stream. Let's see, okay. So, I like this kind of thing. Also, I had it kind of higher. But you notice that you can't really hear the main little sine wave note because this is pretty close in terms of sound. So that's why I bumped it down an octave. Yeah, it doesn't really work. That's why I have it down here. I think I want a harp instead. Although you would never pluck a harp like that, so that's okay. Let's go with the echo on this. I like that. Nick Clavin says 2D side scroller called Quandom, about a soldier's injury in battle, recovery, and return. Channel name is going to be Overstroke Studios. I'll shoot you a link when I upload. Okay, That sounds like quite an interesting idea for a 2D side scroller. I'm gonna try something where I change the chords but keep the kind of the theme itself the same. Let's see. Oh no, it's over here. Okay, so the chord we have here is this one. So if we wanted to break into a bridge, I think we can go like a fifth up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's G sharp, which is this. If it's, yeah, it would be like. Let's try that. Whoops. Okay. Jump it around a little much because my edit step is high. Okay, so it goes down and then goes slow, goes up a little bit. Let's see. So I want to probably come back up to this. So if it's that could work because it's kind of heading down to that C sharp. All right, it's not bad. Let's try maybe pitching it around a little bit. Jomi Jonathan says hello. Nice music, by the way. Thank you, and hello. Let's try pitching it up by 4 semitones. See how that sounds. I like that a lot. That sounds pretty good. Jomi Jonathan, I hope I'm saying it right. I can't remember if I said Jomi Jonathan or Jomi Jonathan. I think I said Jomi. I'm gonna stick with Jomi, unless it's wrong. He says you're one of the first people that has actually correctly pronounced my username. Oh boy, what do I get? No. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that I did, because I know well the pains of having a username that people mispronounce. I'm not Sailor Moon, once again. This is Solar Loon. I'm not fighting nothing by moonlight. Well, I mean, I do like music and stuff by moonlight. No, that's not. No, that's. I'm okay. Well, anyway. Illusion says, "Hey, how's it going? It's going good. Hello, Illusion. Let's see, or I guess illusion. I just say it normally because that's the word. Let's see. Okay, so currently. Oh yeah, that's right. Firstly, I want to kind of kick up the audio, I think, a little bit. Well, I guess it's okay. But what I do want to do is master. And mastering is pretty basic, what I do. I'm sure you can get way better out of it than what I do. But this is what I use, which is, where is it? Oh, effects, here we go. Hard limiter. This is by, oh snap, I don't remember who made this, but it's on the Warm Place forums. And what this does is, if it's just a distortion unit, kind of hooked up to some stuff a little bit on the inside, yeah. And it just allows you to basically kind of compress things a little bit, with the goal of kind of, shoot, I probably can't really do this effectively. What I usually do, I'll just do it like this. What I usually do is kick the power all the way up, and then adjust the volume so that it's just under clipping, and then push the power down until it's like louder, but not like losing too much quality. So I guess I'll show it as best as I can. I'm not sure. I guess I'll like, okay, the desktop audio source is at 15.1, negative 15.1. I'm gonna kick it down like super low so that you guys don't get your eardrum blown out. But this is what it looks like. There we go. Alright, that's basically the idea. Antek Olenixak says, "Hi, that beat sounds so hot. Thank you, but it's so quiet in contrast to your voice. Please turn it up a tad." Sure. I turned it up a little bit. Now it's at 13.7. Hopefully, it's pretty good volume. So that's the good. That's the kind of the point of the limiter. What I do, how I use it, basically to master. It sounds so much louder, but it's not really like. It's basically just like right up against the threshold to clip, and it's like compressing it a little bit. Well, chopping off. It's not compressing, but it's chopping off the sound, and you get a much louder sound. Yeah, the difference is pretty. You can hear it pretty easily. Okay, so this is pretty good. This is pretty good at this stage. Okay, Antic says, I have a question. Is there a way to control swing in SunVox? Thank you. Yes. But it's a little weird. I think it's the same way that you would do it in other tracker programs, basically, that don't have swing options. And that is to modify the TPL or BPM dynamically during the course of the song to give a swing. So I'll give an example of that. Okay, so I'll use something else because this already has a swing on it in terms of the way it kind of is composed. Let me see if I have something a little more even and fast-paced so you can hear it. Let's go with... Yeah, I know something. We'll go with like a little chiptune track. Okay, so that's like a kind of a little stupid like islandy chiptune track, but the idea, I mean, it sounds pretty like on beat. I think you'll hear the difference like pretty easily once we add it in. So what we're gonna do is alter the TPL, which is currently 3, and we'll do this with an effect. We'll use set TPL to YY. So 3 is where we have it, but we're gonna do like 2 and then 4, like that. And then tweaking it is you know how you get the result you want. This doesn't sound too good. I need something that's a little more like even Steven. I need something that sounds more more on beat. This one is like really all over the place. I think that's kind of why it doesn't sound quite like I'm doing it right. Okay, let's do it with this. No, wait, that won't work because this is a drum loop, isn't it? Yeah. No. Yeah, that probably won't. Well, that might work, but we'll go with something. Well, let's see if it works. This has a TBL of 6. Okay. Whoops. We don't want 5,000. We want 5. And then 7. Duplicate it. Okay. You can kind of hear it. Now, it's still kind of a weird example, but you can kind of hear it. Antec says, the ease with which you navigate the workflow is amazing. Thank you. And he says, thank you. You're welcome. Something like that. I'm trying to see. Actually, I think I did it in Pirates. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, okay, here's an example of how it looks. Same thing. 4, 2. The TPL I'm going for is 3, but with 4 and 2 it gives a bounce. And now here's what it sounds like without it. No, wait, hold on. It'd be 3. Okay. Yeah, so that's the idea. Cool. All right, well, let's see. We'll cut it there. We'll stop the stream on 1 hour and 17 minutes. Well, yeah. There's no reason to make it especially long, unless anyone has any questions. Yeah, I could make another song, but that would take at least another like 40 minutes. So I think I'll just stop it here and maybe get to working on Gearend. Antec says, you really do make it look easy. Thank you again. Thank you. It's not that complex or complicated. I've had someone comment on my video saying like it's super duper complicated or hard or something. It's not that hard. Using SunVox is pretty easy. It's just about just getting used to it. It's kind of different from how most programs work, unless you're familiar with trackers, and even then it's different from how most trackers work by a long shot, because like this whole, why is this so far down? This whole like patching together modules isn't really usual in my experience. Patterns aren't really usual, like displayed like this. Usually it's kind of like this, like the patterns are in a column and it's just like 1 2 3 4 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 4 1 3 5 6 5 6, you know, something like that. But having them like visually displayed like this, having you know, being able to select and edit each individual pattern, having modules that you can like patch in and combine, like it's a very different approach. I like it a lot. Antic says it looks a little like Pure Data. Yeah, it does. It does. It kind of does remind me of Pure Data. It's similar to Pure Data. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. This has been a short little stream on melodies and filters. Hopefully, I didn't go too much into filters or melodies. If you want to learn more about like filtering specifically, you might do want to look up like what it does, what each one does, and how it works. The core like functionality in SunVox is pretty, I think, standard. Like Filter Pro specifically, having the frequency, having the Q. It's called something else. I think resonance in different programs. I mean, the general idea is basically you're manipulating this wave, this shape, and that controls, or this is just a visualization, but what you're manipulating is represented here. So your goal is to kind of cut out the stuff you don't want from a sound, boost the parts you do want, that kind of stuff. All right, well, anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been fun, and hope to see you again next time I stream. All right, see ya.